This is an original production of The Gnomes of Wondergarten, with story, music, and performance by Nathaniel Santa Cruz. Let's begin. Chapter 12. The Great Autumn Feast. Part 1. Hamilton opened his eyes, and there, hanging neatly pressed on a hanger, was his new suit for the Great Autumn Feast. A burgundy vest made of corduroy, and a green hat made of wool, tied with a golden ribbon. Filled with excitement, he quickly ran to his closet and got dressed. Quietly, a distant melody drifted through the window. Curious, Hamilton looked outside and smiled. Autumn leaves floated gently through the sunlight, catching bits of gold as they drifted to the ground. And there, sitting on a mushroom, was Thumbkin, playing his violin. My merry mushrooms, like umbrellas they grow, in every color of the vibrant rainbow. Red, brown, or blue, orange or white, big, tall, or small, they will grow overnight. The fruit of fungi, the flower of wood, it flavors my food, full of remedies good, of all of the things found in Mother Earth's womb. Oh, there's nothing quite like a mushroom. Hamilton stepped on a leaf. Thumbkin looked up. My dear Hamilton, he said, looking more like yourself this morning. He hopped down and approached his friend. After we finished making your new suit, I felt that something was missing. From his coat pocket, he pulled something out. A feather. But not just any feather. It was the very feather left by the woodpecker the day they first met. It was black with white spots. Gently, he placed the feather in Hamilton's cap. There, he said, stepping back, a badge of honor and a token of our friendship. Thumbkin smiled. You've come a long way since the day we've met. I might say, you look as respectable as ever. Hamilton reached up to touch the feather, his chest filled with a quiet sense of pride. Indeed, he had come a long way since the day he arrived in Wondergarten. Thank you, said Hamilton with grateful eyes. You've given me more than I could ever ask for. It's been my pleasure, said Thumbkin, placing a hand on Hamilton's shoulder. Tonight, we feast to celebrate all that we are grateful for. He then handed Hamilton his violin and, with one swift movement, casually pulled out the mushroom he had been sitting on. Time to start cooking. Amused, Hamilton laughed and followed Thumbkin inside. When they returned to the house, they had just set the mushroom down when Rutebug and Morrison let themselves in. In typical fashion, the door swung open and a breeze of scattered leaves blew inside. Rutebug was carrying a large basket of green beans, and Morrison had a hefty basket of potatoes. Make room, said Rutebug, hobbling in. Clear the way, announced Morrison, following close behind. It's kind of heavy. They dropped the baskets on the table. Look out. To Hamilton's surprise, both were dressed up, Rutebug as dapper as Thumbkin, and Morrison wearing a handsome new green vest and cap. It's about time you cleaned yourselves up, Thumbkin called teasingly from the kitchen. It's the cleanest I've ever been, said Morrison. The cleanest I'll ever be, added Rooterbug. Well, you both clean up rather nicely, said Hamilton. Thumbkin tossed aprons to everyone. It would be a shame to get your pretty clothes all dirty before dinner. There's still a lot of work to do. Tying on his own apron, Thumbkin took his place next to the others, and together they began chopping up the mushrooms and green beans.
There we go. Just like that. There we go.
Sister Flame lit the stove, and Thumbkin began to saute the mushrooms in a pan with butter. Then milk and broth.
Morrison, wait till dinner. All right.
The smell was heavenly. Hamilton had never imagined mushrooms could smell so good. Next, the green beans and potatoes were dropped into pots of boiling water. Once softened, Thumbkin drained the vegetables, mixed the green beans with the mushrooms, and handed the potatoes to Rooterbug and Morrison, who mashed them until fluffy. Stepping back, Hamilton couldn't help but notice just how much food was being made. Is it really necessary to make this much food? He asked. The kitchen came to a halt. It's not about the food, said Rooterbug, wiping his hands. It's not? Asked Morrison, raising his head. It's not just about the food, said Thumbkin, who began to sing. Food is not just about how good it tastes. Food is not just about avoiding waste. It's about those around the table. Food, it is what enables friends to gather and stay together. Together we will make our food. Together we will meet. Together we'll gather round the table to eat and eat and eat. Together we will make our food. Together we will meet. Together we'll gather round the table to eat and eat and eat. Eat and eat and eat. Food is not just about filling our tummies. Food is not just about not feeling crummy. It's about those around the table. Food, it is what enables friends to gather and stay together. Together we will make our food. Together we will meet. Together we'll gather round the table to eat and eat and eat. Together we will make our food. Together we will meet. Together we'll gather round the table to eat and eat and eat. Eat and eat and eat. Enlightened, Hamilton joined in the song as the gnomes added their final touches. Just about finished, said Rooterbug. Nearly done here, said Thumbkin, pouring the green bean casserole into a dish. Rooterbug pulled out a small iron tin. Here you go. He tossed it to Thumbkin, who poured out the contents. Little crispy bits of onion. To this day, Hamilton still has no idea how they are made. That's it then, said Thumbkin, removing his apron. Everyone followed suit and began packing up to go. As they headed out, Hamilton caught a glimpse of himself in the mirror. He touched the brim of his hat and smiled. He liked the way he looked.
Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed this story. Be sure to visit us at wondergarten.net or join us on the Wondergarten app. Now, please enjoy some music from this story, performed by Catherine Brunner.
My merry mushrooms, like umbrellas they grow, in every color of the vibrant rainbow. red, brown, or blue, orange or white, big, tall, or small, they will grow overnight. The fruit of fungi, the flower of wood, it flavors my food, full of remedies good, of all of the things found in Mother Earth's womb. Oh, there's nothing quite like a mushroom. Oh, there's nothing quite like a mushroom. Food is not just about how good it tastes. Food is not just about avoiding waste. It's about those around the table. Food, it is what enables friends to gather and stay together. Together we will make our food. Together we will meet. Together we'll gather round the table to eat and eat and eat. Together we will make our food. Together we will meet. Together we'll gather round the table to eat and eat and eat. Food is not just about filling our tummies. Food is not just about not feeling crummy. It's about those around the table. Food, it is what enables friends to gather and stay together. Together we will make our food. Together we will meet. Together we'll gather round the table to eat and eat and eat. Together we will make our food. Together we will meet. Together we'll gather round the table to eat and eat and eat.